bells ring. Are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight. We're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we got no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming, Santa Claus is coming, Santa Claus is coming to town. But all I want for Christmas is you. I gave you.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the weekend edition, an alarming number of positive COVID cases recorded. Howard churches dealing with revised health protocols. No Boxing Day Junkanoo parade, a blessing or not. And in sports, a ball humbug from the Phoenix Suns. The details of those and other stories as the weekend edition starts now. Positive COVID cases reaching high triple-digit numbers. Welcome to the weekend edition. I'm Lloyd Allen. Topping the news, new COVID-19 numbers showing a historic surge with a record number of new COVID cases in the latest COVID-19 dashboard, 330 to be exact. 320 of those cases on the island of New Providence, 3 on Grand Bahama, 1 on Abaco, 1 on Andros, and 3 locations pending. Now, 74 of the cases with a travel history in the past 14 days. The gender breakdown showing 183 females and 147 males. Hospitalizations up by 1, bringing that number to 19, with 18 persons being described as moderately ill and 1 in the intensive care. No recoveries to report, while the death toll remains at 713, with 38 under investigation. The latest dash showing 923 PCR tests being completed, bringing that total to 181,285. And earlier in the pandemic, the church was identified as a potential hotspot for COVID-19 due to a number of factors, including close-knit quarters and larger numbers of seniors. With an impending 4th wave seemingly on the horizon, our Amajal Knowles caught up with some local clergymen on how they can plan to keep their parishioners safe.
An uptick in local COVID cases prompting concerns from residents and officials alike, ZNS News team reached out to some local clergymen to see how they were ensuring that their parishioners are keeping safe against a deadly virus.
Very strict policy here. The church is large enough for 600 persons on a regular basis, but we only allow in 180 persons, 6 feet apart. The benches are marked, and we don't allow persons to sit elsewhere. And so once we reach that maximum, persons are then shown the parish hall, where again we have chairs set up 6 feet apart.
Special protocols. As a church, what we did was we demarcated all of our pews. You go into tabernacle and you will see where 3 people sit with sufficient distance between 4 to 6 feet between themselves. In another pew, there'll be 1 person. Of course, where there are families, they can sit together, persons who live in the same household. Over and above that, at all of our exit and entrances, you would discover that there are sanitizing devices there.
Sanitizing stations at every one of our doors. We have them on the interior of the building as well as in our rooms that are upstairs. You'll see the social distancing markers on the floor. And on the inside of the sanctuary, we have in our seating arrangement, every other row of seats is closed off. And then the seats that are open, if you are not related to the person who is next to you in that row, there has to be 2 empty seats between those persons.
He also asked the men of the cloth their thoughts on vaccinations.
You know, because there's a side of the vaccinations that have people a little uncomfortable, we just basically leave it up to them to decide whether or not they want to be vaccinated. Me personally, I have been fully vaccinated, and I also support the vaccinations as well. But for the congregation, we've left it up to them.
This is a vaccination center at this church. And so we encourage you to give serious consideration to all of the protocols that have been mentioned by the Prime Minister and others, but also to give serious consideration as well to being vaccinated if you are a person who can have the vaccination.
Every single service, we try to encourage all of our parishioners to get vaccinated. That's the number one thing that we need to do, to get vaccinated. And then those who are eligible 6 months after their second dose of the vaccine is to get the booster shot. So we do that every service, and I'll be doing that this morning again.
And for Bishop Hanna, he had this message for the Bahamian public.
We do not want to be ruled by fear. We want to serve God as the people of God, while we take all of the precautions necessary. Our God is a deliverer, Bahamas, and our God will give us a breakthrough in this. God took us through 2021, and I want to say that this same God that took us through the rough patches of 2021 will bring us into 2022.
For ZNS Network News, I'm Amajal Knowles.
And in crime news, which should have been a day of celebrations, turned into a night of mourning for a Grand Bahama family as one man was killed overnight and another sent to hospital. Initial reports indicate that shortly after 11 p.m. Saturday, police received a report of a double shooting incident at a business establishment situated on East Sunrise Highway. Upon their arrival, they discovered 2 adult males with multiple injuries to the body. The men were inside a Japanese vehicle in the parking lot and were reportedly approached by 2 dark males armed with firearms. They discharged weapons in the direction of the victims, resulting in both men being hit. After a failed attempt to escape by the driver in that vehicle, he collided with several parked vehicles. EMS attended the scene and pronounced the driver lifeless. The other man was transported to the Rand Memorial Hospital to seek further medical attention. Police have taken 2 males into custody in connection with this investigation, which remains ongoing. And yesterday, we heard from Corporal Patrick Camp, who advised motorists on safety tips during the holidays. Well, today, a similar message going out to business operators. Camp says his hope is for an increase in businesses to utilize as many avenues of precautions to not just protect their assets, but also employees.
We have more than enough security forces out there that can assist even with drop-off. So it's incumbent on you as an individual, as a responsible person, as a parent, as a business owner, to pay special attention to your home and your establishment. It doesn't hurt every now and again to check your own establishment. Don't take for granted that these persons are not watching you.
And earlier this week, we shared some tips on how to defend yourself should you encounter a purse snatcher. In part 2 of our self-defense feature, our Jiminita Swain highlights some pointers should you need to go on the offensive.
Sit now. So you're going to drop your weight, lean your shoulder into me, and I'm trying to push you now.
Okay.
So now,
so it's the same kind of concept.
Right. And the harder I push, the more you lean and the more you drop your weight. So you're not using any energy.
Okay.
But if you stand up straight and you
It's
try to
easy.
push me,
It's easy.
stand up straight and try to push me. Try to push me. It's not going to work.
That was a
It's not going to work.
easy given,
Right?
so it's not easily.
Exactly. So just using simple physics.
Empire Fitness proprietor Dr. Gan Bazard sharing how leverage can be used as a means of self-defense. The next step, how to prepare to throw a punch.
4 fingers.
4 fingers. Curl them up like that. Take your thumb
Them up.
and go over.
So you're making sure, secure it.
Right. Now,
Okay.
what part of your hand are you hitting with?
What part of my hand am I hitting with? The knuckle.
This here. Right. These two here.
Okay,
These two. These two right there.
Right,
You don't
okay.
want to hit with these two because you're going to fracture your hand, and I'm going to see you in the X-ray department.
Yeah, we don't want
All right? So you don't want this.
Now that the fundamentals are down, he explains how to apply it against an attacker.
I grab your wrist, I grab your bag, and I start to pull on it, and it drops down to your elbow here. Boom. You hook, and now you drop your weight. You're in pull base, right? And I'm pulling, I'm trying to run, and I'm realizing, hey, this woman is strong. Now, you're starting to feel your inner Jennifer Lopez from that movie.
From
And-
enough?
From Enough. And you decided now,
You're channeling enough.
you decided that you're gonna punch this guy because you did a couple self-defense classes, you train with me a couple times a week, so you know you can knock this guy out. So you're gonna take that fist there as I'm pulling, and what you gonna do with it? Bow. Right in the face. And you see, I was kind of scared for a second there. But, because you came pretty close. All right? Okay. We're just demonstrating.
We're demonstrating.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna hit Mr.
Can
Bazard.
embarrass me on ZNS.
The instructor says not to stifle the punch, but to make sure to connect.
Yeah, you're going
Wonderful.
straight through.
Okay.
All right? Now what
So
do you
we
do?
only wanted to make sure that you were not injured, but you want people to just...
Right, don't stop there, go straight through it. Straight smash his nose to the back of his head. Now here's the most important thing. After I do this now,
So
what do you do?
I drop my bag if possible and I run. Or if I can carry it, then I'm running with my bag too.
Either which one, eh? Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's right, that's correct.
Okay.
That's correct. Survive the encounter. It's the most important thing, is to survive the encounter.
Again, Dr. Bazard can be found in the Sea Grapes Plaza at Empire Fitness, where he teaches self-defense and other classes for those interested. Jiminita Swain, ZNS Network News.
Interesting story there, Jiminita. Well, still to come in the weekend edition, visitors taking advantage of the sun, sand, and sea in paradise. Details of that and other stories after the break.
Comfort,
Tradition,
celebration,
joy,
memories.
and love.
AID, home is where the heart is.
"2021. Thanks for not being last year, but you certainly held your own." Join us December 29th at 8 p.m. as we take a look back at the peaks and valleys, hits and misses, gains and losses, as the country braced itself for a reset. Join us on the ZNS Network, December 29th at 8 p.m.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Shell Holiday Extravaganza.
As a new dominant COVID-19 variant soars in the United States and in many countries globally, travelers remain fixed on taking a break and enjoying the holidays in a unique way. We took to the streets today where the downtown area was littered with visitors, many sharing on their reasons for coming to our shores and how they enjoyed Christmas with the Grinch of Omicron looming.
This is our second time in 2 months coming back to Nassau. That's how much we love it.
Florida couple Jay and Michelle say despite concerns of Omicron as a new COVID-19 variant and it being more transmittable, taking a cruise during the holiday to the Bahamas was a no-brainer.
Living the Florida life, we love to cruise, and Nassau is just amazing to come to. We love it.
And like many cruise passengers traversing the downtown shopping promenade, traveling from up north to the tropics was not just convenient, but overdue.
We visited a lot of places, saw a lot of different things.
Everything in the Bahamas on Christmas, it's been a great time. 80 degrees, sunny, it's beautiful out.
We just decided to try something different this year.
Oh, it's been good. I had fun. It's a nice place.
Just to do something different.
Beautiful. I will do it every year.
Well, we had friends come over from India. These are my friends from India. And so we decided together to take a cruise.
This couple says although they've relocated to Florida, coming home is always an experience, like touring the historic district on bird scooters.
It's Bahamian owned, so we're supporting it.
Right.
You know, and then we're enjoying our country at the same time.
We wanted to see the view, but we didn't want to walk. So, we wanted to come downtown, but, we all know parking crazy down here. So we parked our car on ROR Key and drove down here. It's been pleasant. People have been awesome as always.
Tony and Sharina are from Brooklyn and recently engaged. They say Christmas in the Bahamas was an unforgettable experience.
Sharina and I, we engaged, and we just thought that we wanted to do something different.
Always been around like family, extended family during the holidays, so just wanted to do something to focus on us, our love, our friendship.
I had a great time because at the casino I won.
This is my first time actually to Nassau, Bahamas. I've been to Freeport, so lovely.
In the meantime, these holiday travelers also offering some advice to others who may be on the fence when it comes to travel.
Wearing masks, we got our hand sanitizer, we've been washing hands, and it's all about just being safe because whether you're here in the Bahamas or whether you're home at a Walmart, you can still get COVID.
But wear your mask and wash your hands and use hand sanitizer and stuff like that.
Hospitality's been great, everyone's been great, so 2 thumbs up.
But back to Tony and Sharina, the big question, will they be back for the wedding?
Maybe next year.
In the meantime, they, like many, intend to enjoy the rest of their time away from home with the goal of building memories and staying COVID-free. And tomorrow, December 27th, will be observed as Boxing Day nationwide, a holiday distinguished by the annual Boxing Day Junkanoo Parade. However, for a second straight year, there will be no parade due to the COVID pandemic. Despite groups, spectators, and visitors being disappointed, one Junkanooer says this may be a blessing in disguise. A giant Christmas tree, along with an elaborate nativity scene, occupy the Parliament and Rawson Square areas, where bleachers would normally be placed on Bay Street, a scene where bleacher occupants are treated to what can be dubbed the greatest show on Bay Street. Junkanoo groups presenting themes displayed in costumes, musical renditions, and dance routines to entertain residents and visitors to see who will win the various categories up for grab. Unfortunately, for another year, the Boxing Day Parade will not happen. Veteran Junkanoo costume designer and builder for Roots and the Valley Boys, Jason Minnis, says despite this disappointment, not having the parade for himself is a blessing in disguise.
In this pandemic, I decided this year to do some decorations in my house. My kids told me, man, Daddy, man, you 20-something years too late. I can't ever remember eating Christmas dinner in my house or with my family. I can't remember Christmas outside of a Junkanoo shack.
A passionate participant, Jason says, unfortunately, many Junkanooers benefit the least from their sacrificial efforts in preparing for parades.
If you look at the percentages of people who participate in Junkanoo, they don't even have a job. They can't feed their families. You have people that spending thousands of dollars on Junkanoo for an hour. That makes absolutely no sense.
What appears spectacular to visitors will be worthless to Junkanooers if they do nothing to improve their state of affairs, says Jason.
The groups should look solely at becoming revenue generators rather than depending on sponsorship, because I can tell you, my philosophy has always been, listen, you can't expect for a stranger to put air conditioning in your house for your comfort. You have to put air conditioning in your house. And so I can't expect for any of the major sponsors, especially in these conditions now. I won't be surprised if a lot of the sponsorship monies that you would ordinarily get from the major sponsorships decrease.
And the spirit of Christmas not only being felt in the capital, but on the family islands. Kids on the island of Exuma feeling the love after receiving gifts last week, thanks in large to Reverend Stephen Smith, pastor of Ebenezer Union Baptist Church on Exuma's Farmers Hill, along with a host of sponsors. Now the children assembling on the community basketball court where they received the gifts, backpacks, and a number of items sure to put smiles on their faces. Ahead in sports, the Old Miss Lady Rebels to really be tested beginning this week. We'll explain after the break. But before we head there, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up.
Don't miss the Shell Holiday Extravaganza for a chance to win over $40,000 in amazing prizes. It's easy to win. Fuel up with $20 gas at any Shell service station. Complete the entry form on your receipt. Take a picture of it and WhatsApp it to 422-0271 or upload it at winwithshellbahamas.com for a chance to win cash, staycations, grocery vouchers, jumbo gift certificates, free fuel, and so much more. Conditions apply. Happy holidays from Shell.
This portion of the news brought to you by Genuine Care, keeping you home while you're away. This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to sports, everyone. In the big prime time Christmas Day matchup, DeAndre Ayton and his Phoenix Suns would host Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors, while Ayton would post 18 points and grab 7 boards. It would be Steph Curry's 33 that would help the Warriors regain the top spot in the NBA from Phoenix, beating the Suns 116-107. Golden State arrived in the desert shorthanded, missing 3 of its top 4 scorers to health and safety protocols. Curry would carry most of the load, overcoming a mediocre shooting night to crack 20 points for the first time in 9 Christmas games. He finished 10 for 27, including 5 for 16 from 3. Next up for the Suns will be a matchup with the Memphis Grizzlies on the road. And after rattling off 12 wins in a row, the Ole Miss Lady Rebels opened conference play on Thursday against the Arkansas Razorbacks. For Coach Yo, she says as far as the SEC goes, depth will be key for her team.
I just think the deeper we can go, the better we can be. But sometimes it can be, we're coaching them real hard, David. Like, I would like to go at least 10 deep come conference play, you know. And so I am searching and I'm looking. Obviously, Donetta will be back. She will help with depth. So I'm looking forward to that. But I'm trying to give these other people opportunities so that they can show what they can do and we can have film on them so we can coach them.
For the first time since 2017, Spencer Newman got the Hoist the Men's Championship trophy as the winner of the Bahamas Lawn Tennis Association's Giorgio Baldacci Open Nationals. True to form, Newman, playing as the number 3 seed in the draw, was crowned the champion for the second time at the National Tennis Center as he held off veteran Marvin Roll for an identical 6-3 win, with his performance putting a lid on the week-long tournament. Newman got to celebrate with his younger brother and top-ranked Baker Newman, who moments before his match completed pulled off third-place honors almost in a similar fashion, the 6-2, 6-3 decision over Dante Armbruster. On the women's side, Sydney Clark walked away as a champion on the women's side, as Clark would take down Elena Mackey in straight sets. This was her second national title after winning the tournament in 2018. Clark says she was laser focused in action, winning both sets 6-2 and 6-love. That's been a look at sports on this Sunday. Check on the weather when we return.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Tis the season of giving, so don't be shy. Reach out to others.
Call a family member you haven't heard from in a while. Catch up with an old friend. Volunteer with a charity. Or make a donation. Give someone a helping hand. Take some food to your neighbor. There are many ways to help others and much more ways to show you care.
So start making plans. We all can show a little more holiday cheer. Merry Christmas and happy holidays from ZNS Digital Media.
Do you have so much to do that you don't have a lot of time on your hands and haven't gotten around to getting your COVID-19 vaccine yet? Well, if you haven't, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine may be the one for you. It's one and done, and you're fully vaccinated for now. Yes, you only need one jab of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine to lower your risk of severe illness and death from COVID-19. Make your appointment now.
It is important that you follow these 4 R's when taking your medications. Right drug. Remember that each medication is specific for each individual, and what may work for one person may not work for the other. Right dose. Taking more or less than what is prescribed by your provider may cause you to either run out of your pills faster, it may affect your kidneys or liver, and it may even worsen your medical condition. Right time. Taking medications when told ensures that you have enough medication in your body to fight off the illness you may have. Right way. If your medication calls for you to take it whole, with food, or at night only, please follow these directions as there may be side effects. Make a commitment today to be adherent to your medication regimen and practice healthy living.
This message has been brought to you by the Bahamas AIDS Foundation with funding provided by PEPFAR, USAID Local Capacity Initiative Small Grant.
It's time now for a check on tonight's weather forecast. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us in studio with the latest temperatures. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Lloyd. We are under clear skies on this beautiful Boxing Day evening. Temperature stands at 73 degrees, relative humidity 68%. We have light north-northeast winds at 5 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,019.0 millibars. That is 30.10 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the islands this evening: 73 in Marshall, Babaco, Green Toll Key 72, 72 also in Freeport, Grand Bahama, the Berry Islands at 76, Alistown, Bimini 75 degrees, 75 also in Harbor Island, Rock Sound, Eleuthera, Black Point, Exuma 74, also Kemp Space, St. Andrews at 74 degrees, Fresh Creek 75 degrees there, 76 in San Salvador, Rum Key and Alistown, Cat Island, Georgetown, Exuma at 77 degrees, a string of 77s in Ragged Island, Clarence Sound, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay and Acklands, Matchetown and Agua 78, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 79 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight through tomorrow, light and variable winds will continue with flat seas. High tide will take place at 1:18 in the morning, with another low tide at 7:29 tomorrow morning. In the central and southeastern islands, northeast winds at 10 to 15 knots, and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Satellite pictures are showing very little clouds over the 700 islands, and that's due to that high pressure which is dominating our weather feature and will continue for another several days. Tonight, we're going in for mostly clear and cool conditions with a low temperature of 63 degrees. By the way, last night we got down to 59 degrees here in the capital. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and very nice, 79 degrees for your high temperature and the extended weather forecast. Lots of sunshine during the daytime. Nights are clear and with temperatures remaining in the upper 60s to low 70s. Lloyd.
Well, thank you so much, Basil. And that will end the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. We thank you for continuing to make ZNS your #1 news and information network, as only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. On behalf of the entire team, thanks for watching and good night as we leave you with the sights and sounds of a past Junkanoo parade.